you talked a little bit about it, and I just want to reiterate it again, is that, what happens if something doesn't come back? Obviously, there's part of this that is a positive. I've gone somewhere, I've taken a sample, someone's wanted to buy a sample off of me. Then there's the other side of it, is I've taken 100 items over somewhere, and then I only bring 99 back. I left one in my hotel room. Something happens. We've all traveled and we all leave things. So walk us through that process. Maybe not, there's so many things on the list. You finally make it back to the US and you only brought 99 out of 100 back.
So, I went over the selling. You can leave something in a country, you can sell it, you can handle the breach in that country, and that's perfectly fine. If you lose something or forget something, customs will hold you liable for that one item. You only ever pay the duties, tax, and penalties on the items not re-exported. So in the case of we had a situation with a camera crew and believe it or not, in a hotel in Canada, and their hotel room was raided and the cameras were all stolen and they were entered on Carnet. Canada Customs held them entirely liable for the duties, tax, and penalties on those camera equipment that was stolen. And thankfully they had ATA Carnet cargo insurance, which covered A, the loss of the goods, or the cost of the replacement of the goods, and B, it also covered the duties, taxes, and penalties that Canada was charging against that Carnet. So it all depends on the scenario. If you don't get your goods out of a country, whether it's 1, whether it's 100, you will be liable for duties, taxes, and penalties. Now, if you get them out, but let's say you skip Italian customs, they're notorious for smoke breaks. And I've had so many people call me and say, look, I tried, but there was nobody at the office. It was closed and I had to catch my flight. You jump on the plane, you get back to the US, and again, you come in through LaGuardia Airport, there's no customs officer readily available, and you miss US customs. You have to, immediately that happens, you have to prove the goods are on US soil. Whether you do a certificate of disposition, which is a US Customs Form 3227, or you go back with your Carnet and get that yellow counterfoil re-imported into the US. The proof, and obviously ideally before expiration date, because some countries won't accept a proof post-expiration date, but if you can prove the goods on US soil, that will mitigate, if not resolve, the claim entirely. So in the case of Singapore, it'll resolve the entire claim, except for what they call regularization fee, which is slapping on the wrist for skipping Singapore customs, and it's $150 more or less. But it's better than looking at a $10,000 penalty.